STAKK Nation. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about corruption and congressmen calling out corruption. Okay, the weaponization of your power to take out the opponent, but not necessarily your opponent, but what you deem to be a threat to your power. We have seen the United States weaponize the dollar, turning it into a means to sanction other sovereign nations, coming across like the parent of the house. I understand that people think it's okay for the US to sanction other countries, but you must ask yourself, who makes you the referee of the world? It is something that we must all very much consider, because as much as we see ourselves as a dominant power, there are other people who also see themselves that way because of their sovereign right to do so. But if you're going to do so, right, you have to have some integrity in your own house before you go out to the wall to push those type of things. Within the United States, we're going to zero into crypto in this space. This is going to seem asinine. I know I just came from blasting crypto when it comes to Elizabeth Warren, but yet here I am defending crypto. A few moments later, oh my God, my life is in shambles. But it's all about balance. It's all about balance, man. This is proof that I still love you, crypto people, okay? It's nothing personal, okay? It's nothing personal. I still think that crypto people should have the right to push for what they want, okay? I'm just going to battle you guys all the time. I am your opponent. I am the ops. You feel me? Here we go.
Hey, yin and yang, man.
Hey, you know? So why this US congressman is accusing the FDIC of using banks, of using bank crisis to attack crypto? Here's one thing we know. Here in the United States, as crypto started to evolve and things started to become more prominent, right? There was discussions about the regulators did come on and say, they would work with the crypto industry to see how they can foster and grow some rules and guidelines on how to operate with the crypto space.
Bring innovation back to
Bring
America.
innovation to America.
Yep.
Which should be a natural thing, given that America is... Wow, I cannot believe that we're actually at a point in time in our lives where we have to say America was the world power.
Don't say it too soon. We can still hold on to it if
Well,
we gotta act right.
We'll see, man. It's all about leadership. It's all about leadership.
Yep.
We can
At the end
only
of the
hope for
day.
the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that the US is the main global power there, right? And where was I anyway? I've totally lost my thought.
No. You were just
Yeah.
talking about how the U.S.
Yes.
uses power,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now we have a congressman
Yes.
saying, "Wait a second, we are losing our powers, and that
Absolutely.
we are abusing our inner powers
I got you.
to slow down."
I'm in there. I'm
Our
in
innovation.
there. I'm in there. Yes. So at the beginning of this crypto space, we saw that these regulators, right, came together and they said, we're going to work with the crypto industry so that we can get some guidelines, right, together on how we can foster some rules on how we can all coexist and keep this space growing, bring in that new innovation. It will make sense, given that the United States is a global power. That's where I was. I'm back on. We would want to naturally take in more innovation. This way we can stay ahead of the curve, right? But it does not seem to me that this has been what has unfolded over the past few years.
Not at all.
It seems to me, instead, that the banking industry got involved. They aligned with their friends at the SEC and the FDIC. It seems to as well here, to come up with predatory tactics to strike, destroy, manipulate really wreck the same retail investors that they claim to be protecting, all in the name of destroying cryptos. Do you see it differently, sir? How do you see it?
You've said a lot, boss.
I mean, I'm just giving my analysis of the situation.
And for the Americans, right? Let's just remember, before this whole Russia Ukraine situation,
Yes.
we've been weaponizing the dollar against Zimbabwe, Iran,
Yes.
a ton of other African nations and South American nations. And now, when you mess around with your cousin down the street, because literally at the end of the day, they're distant cousins, they're pushing back. Literally pushing back. So now, as we're digging deeper to what's going on in America, because we're trying to preach the gospel to the rest of the world,
Yeah.
whereas internally we're screwing ourselves over, which is what's going on with this whole crypto argument, we have to come to the realization, I would say, follow the money. And the World Economic Forum folks are super smart about this. They have put their minions into critical areas of governments around the world. When you look at majority of congressmen and senators, they get into office because of the bankers donate towards their election. So when they get into office, a lot of them push the agenda of the bankers, not your agenda. Let's get this right. We're no longer in a democracy, we're in an oligarchy. And it's only their agenda. So when you say that in the last few years, they've been pushing regulations and policies against crypto, against Bitcoin, it's because that's what the bankers want.
Yeah.
Not what you want, because we've shown data after data, the Americans want Bitcoin. They just want to know more about it and see how that's going to better their life and get away from this centralized control, which they're trying to push down your neck now with CBDCs. Even worse, when you say that, the FDIC and the SEC and the feds are doing things to counter your innovation or your growth in the crypto space or in the Bitcoin space, look at their titles, look at their previous jobs, perfectly placed, mostly ex-bankers.
Facts.
Gary Gensler,
Facts.
Jerome Powell.
Exactly. People who will be directly threatened by the growth of an alternative financial system like crypto. So the United States Congressman Tom Emmer, the majority whip of the House of Representatives, has once... yeah. You see, English language, huh? I'm pretty sure this is a typo.
Oh, someone screwed it up again.
Let me grab it again. United States Congressman Tom Emmer, the majority whip of the House of Representatives, has reiterated his concerns.
Has once reiterated his concerns.
No, read what the person wrote. You see it?
Yep.
Let me tell you something about English language, ladies and gentlemen. If you are going to write it,
Give it to ChatGPT.
give it to ChatGPT if you don't know what proofreading is. But if you're going to write it, proofread it once, then proofread it twice. If you're going to publish it into the public, make sure that you get peer review before you send it out here. Because if you send it out here and we see it, I will fire upon it. Let me correct you here. United States Congressman Tom Emmer, the majority whip of the House of Representatives, once reiterated his concerns. As a matter of fact, you could have just said he reiterated his concerns, saying that the federal government is using the recent banking crisis as an excuse for its unjust crackdown on crypto. Let me pause here real quick and say something. I have given you free English lessons, sir. Free writing lessons.
It's a Christian.
Is it a lady?
Christian Encilla.
What's the name?
Christian
Encilla.
Encilla, yeah. Maybe South American and yes.
I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
My name is not American. I'm African. Okay? And I'm here. Okay?
All right, back to topic.
So, with that being said, let's move back to the topic at hand. Thank you for the article, though. So anyway, Emma accused the government of weaponizing its regulatory powers to stifle innovation and competition in the burgeoning digital asset space. Okay, so this is very clear. This is someone that is in Congress pointing it out that these people are engaging in corrupt and really borderline illegal activity within the government. So it's not even a matter of if it's happening or not. It is happening. There is clear admission that it is happening, and they're looking for solutions to it. Not even a matter of like we cannot do this. They're doing it already. So that is already clear, right? So very much like you were saying, we live in an oligarchy now. These are the realities that many of us have to come to grips with and start moving accordingly.
Yeah, we want to tell the rest of the world that they are corrupt, but right within our government,
we're doing the same thing.
We're doing the same thing.
We're doing the same thing. It's asinine that this is where America is right now. There is no integrity in this madness anymore.
I don't think there's ever been integrity. That's what's been broken about the
Yeah,
fiat system.
yeah, exactly. The Minnesota representative referred to allegations made by Signature Bank board member and former U.S. Representative Barney Frank, who reportedly described the FDIC's actions against Signature Bank as a strong anti-crypto message rather than a concern about the bank's viability. Do you know what he's talking about there?
Yeah, so right below that, you'll see where he went ahead and said the attack against Signature Bank was full on, because Signature Bank was one of the doors.
Oh, they held a lot of money for the crypto startups.
All the different exchanges.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So they didn't really have to comply to some of the standards that SVB had to comply to.
Yeah.
So
because it's a different
they literally took
arena.
They literally just took them over overnight without no pure evidence of them going bankrupt. So he sent a letter to the FDIC saying that, hey, what you guys are doing is illegal, and that's it there. But it's just a letter. It's still not war against the anti-crypto people.
You know, these people have built such a massive corrupt machine where it's like, where do you attack it from? Because him by himself cannot do anything about it.
It's one of the very few congressmen that understands what's going on.
He would have to get a whole team of people behind him. And before he can ever build that kind of team of people, he's too close to the people who will kill that stuff before it even goes out there.
Boom. Boom.
And that leaves us, the people, as the only source of truth.
Yep.
You can always verify things. You don't have to trust anything we say. But at least we can do our part to bring out information to people as much as possible. Because this is not something that you see on CNN, but it should be there.
Yep.
That is why we do this. Because we don't know who is going to see this, but somebody needs to see this.
Mm-hmm. And
we really recommend that everyone does the same. Share information, share news, do a video, and just let people know about this, because it seems this is the only way we can battle this thing. We are of the digital age.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time protesting might not get the effect that we want, but even if you're going to protest, you have to do it in the most effective way and when it counts the most. You must have a plan.
Non-violently.
Yes, you cannot go out and just randomly. We must be organized, because you're going against people who are organized.
Very organized.
Right? A bunch of people just going out to the street and just yelling all over the place does not do anything.
Even when you do that, you need more organization to do that effectively.
Yes, because when you do that, you have to have a plan as to how you execute what you want. Mm-hmm. If you want something and you're expecting someone else to do the work for you, it's not going to happen.
Nope.
This is insanity. There's corruption, and we have a way to opt out with Bitcoin. It's worth considering. Final thoughts?
Yep, there's corruption everywhere. America is not perfect. Neither are all the other countries perfect.
Yeah.
But mathematics cannot be corrupted. You can do that with accounting, but the math will always tell you that you've lied.
Yeah.
Which is why Bitcoin makes a lot of sense. It's just pure mathematics. Takes the human factor of cheating and lying and abusing its power and give it back to the people, while the math just handles the rest of it. Simple fact, y'all. That is why with Bitcoin.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll probably be bashing crypto in the next video just to realign myself back. Okay? Please like the video, subscribe, share. Let us know in the comment down below what are some thoughts on this whole situation. What are your suggestions if you were in the position to make a choice about this? Right? What would you do to push Bitcoin adoption forward? And how do you see the situation with the FDIC and the weaponization of their power against the crypto sector? Follow us on Twitter, STAKKFin. Follow us on Facebook, STAKKFin as well. We're banned on Instagram. They decided to weaponize their little power against us. It is okay. Little do they know. You cannot weaponize your little digital platform against geniuses. We come from a different timeline. Idiots. Follow us on Spotify, STAKK. Listen, this is one thing I want to point out. I have called Instagram idiots and they're going to reinstate our account one of these days. Just wait and see. STAKK on Spotify, I said. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, brazen out.
Double O out.
All right.